And a sad day for Benetton, for Michael Schumacher and for Formula One. And one wonders whether Schumacher or even the Benetton team are going to be at Monza for the Italian Grand Prix in 2 weeks' time.
Qualified after winning the Belgian Grand Prix. Schumacher's car failed a technical examination and Britain's Damon Hill, who finished as runner-up, has been declared the winner.
Michael Schumacher's progress towards a first world title, apparently irresistible less than 2 months ago, is now anything but. Today's disqualification came after a post-race technical examination of his Benetton Ford found that the 1 centimetre thick wooden board on the underside of the car was too thin. The board, or skid block, was introduced to all Formula One cars as a safety measure after the deaths of Ayrton Senna and Roland Ratzenberger earlier this season. More than 4 hours after the race ended, the result of the examination was announced to journalists at the circuit.
The stewards of the Belgian Grand Prix have decided to inflict a penalty on Martin Benetton Ford and the driver Michael Schumacher of exclusion from the event.
The Benetton team claimed that the skid block was damaged when Schumacher briefly left the circuit halfway through the race. They intend to appeal against today's ruling. But it isn't the first time this season that Benetton have come into conflict with the Formula One authorities. Schumacher himself is due to appear before the International Automobile Federation on Tuesday to appeal against a 2-race suspension for ignoring a black flag order to stop at the British Grand Prix. If he's unsuccessful, the ban could be increased. The Benetton team are also in trouble after the flash pit lane fire during the German Grand Prix. Benetton must appear before the Federation's World Council next month to answer a charge that they removed part of the filter from their refuelling rig, which might...
The sport's governing body, the FIA, says there's no new evidence to overturn the punishment imposed after Schumacher ignored a race official's instruction during the British Grand Prix in July.
Formula One leader Michael Schumacher arrived in Paris for today's appeal hearing in front of the sport's governing body, the FIA. The 2-race suspension and 6 penalty points incurred after the British Grand Prix, threatening to jeopardise his challenge on the Drivers' Championship. It was in July at Silverstone that Schumacher ignored a signal to come out of the race after overtaking Damon Hill on the warm-up lap. After dominating the start of the season with 4 victories in 4 races, Schumacher has suffered a series of setbacks. The latest was on Sunday at the Belgian Grand Prix. Schumacher came home in first place, but was later disqualified because his car setup was too low. Benetton's problems have benefited Damon Hill in second place with Williams. Schumacher's disqualification on Sunday saw Hill promoted to first place and leaves him 21 points behind his Benetton rival. A further boost for the Williams team comes with the return of Nigel Mansell to Formula One for the last 3 races of this year. It's expected he'll be back full-time next season. Carol Madge, BBC News.
And now back to tonight's main